What's up, guys? This is the Rifleman, and I am back to bring you to the next episode of my Empire Total War Let's Play as Great Britain. And in this episode, we are intercepting a fully armed Spanish fleet that's had 7 bells knocked out of it. We're hoping to capture a large portion of this fleet and bring it into our service. So Edward Russell, go forth. So not only will we be capturing their ships, we will be aiming to bring their entire army effectively into our custody. Because it was only a matter of time before they decided that actually us having Gibraltar was a bad idea. They have now declared war on us, so we need to maintain our line of supply. Look at okay, so this is not a formation. However, it looks great. It looks amazing. Okay, right. So, who have we got? Third rate, Endeavour, the second rate ship of the line, the only second rate we've got. Followed up by Retaliation, the third rate. Hercules on the fourth rate. Plus the Admiral is going to be at the end of that column. Oh, hold on, I have it. Going like a line. Deployment zone is like, yeah, I want my killers to be there. To be followed up by my force of, not followed up by, but my force of 40 gun frigates are going to try and take a different path. My heavy frigates, my full-rigged pinnace are going to be far end. I want my killers to sail. Wait, killers to sail like. Also. This fleet, our job is going to try and get behind them. By the time you get here, they'll have moved on. Endeavour, the second rate ship of the line, 86 guns, 229 crew, facing down. I mean, they are still galleons, they are not tiny ships of the line. Is they may wish to engage our frigate line. Not a bad idea. Okay, so get a weird little serpentine in our line. On. As soon as Endeavour gets into range, we'll sail on. Retaliation at third rate, so have a go. Go within chain range, so they can have a go. This fleet might actually loop around, ready for when they PS our line. Then my 40 gun ships work their way behind their fleet. Line can just be still for now. You chaps might have just hit that correct. Fire chain just to try and disrupt their formation. Admiral, mission. So much damage. Rising Sun has surrendered, which is good. Load your broadside. Raked. They're ahead of Campion. Hold, doing what we're doing. Not going to get around in time. Get a mast, get a mast. While need piece on. You pivot just a little bit. Activity. Bring Intrepido over. Start to get ready to chase down Terracotta Marmot. Necessary. Frigate line. Gauge. Forward. Finish. All your guns are fired. Retaliation is on the lane. Soon, San Augustine. Obstacle tank. About face heavy frigate. testing. Quivering. One more spike. Put some shots into our mast. Surrendered, surrendered. Ready. Routing. Not rendered yet. Rendered. Good. Rendered. Well, not long for this world. Engaging her man. The wreckage in the water. That's pretty... Don't reload. Oh no, they're not reloading. Surrendered, 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 surrendered. All of the ships turned to threaten this lone galleon that is trapped. Right to the stern. Continue. There we go. You want to make sure she surrenders. You want to make sure that navy is gone. Now let's go and check. check that the army's been brought into custody and bring the navy back to Gibraltar for repairs, plus those other ships that can be sent back to England for repair and incorporation into the navy. Be a very wise idea. Ships. Okay, so definitely have the galleon. Because we don't really need the 40 gunships to the line, actually. Cash them in, take the galleons.
Make ready.
Lay siege to Cartagena because that prevents them getting another army. We're going to come back to Ireland, pick up more troops. Melvin, actually, I haven't done any investing. So, I'm going to want to take Michigan territory just to get rid of the Iroquois. If we don't go for it, this army will come back and fight, so you may as well attack it now. Destroy the last of this faction, and then we will be able to focus on the Spanish. At least for the meantime. We're building a new army in Britain, ready to invade Lisbon. That is, if we can hold Gibraltar. I have no doubt they have many troops ready to invade. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's make sure we win this engagement. So let's try. 2 units. Battery of guns needs to be. Ready. Another battery. Third battery. Gives us a boatload of cavalry. Well, we've always had a boatload of cavalry. Great Plains militia will hold and see what side looks dangerous. Guns focus on the cavalry as usual. Poor devil. No choice. March ever so slowly to our gunfight. Very nice than to march in column, like our artillery that much more lethal. Like that. Oop. So that's volley 30 cavalrymen. East bodyguard leading the van. Again, I'm only really running it with time compression on because don't take. Oh, we break one unit. Run the Pistoliers forward because they are ranged cavalry. So, to be fair, just get them. They are lancers. It behooves us to engage them before they get their charge off. The Yeomanry can hold off their other lancers. My generals over. Oh god! I had run across my line and made everybody upset. General, cheer everybody up, quick! Volley, arquebus. The last shot at that cavalry unit. They've broken. The Iroquois Lancers. They've broken. Form the line. Get the general back up here. Canister shot. Ready, fire, killing a handful of them. No. By their axe stroke will fall to redeploy the troops. Then some colonial horse to go to their general. Kill them. Falling back. They want my cavalry, damn it. Thief is not shying from the challenge though. Axe raised, he's in. And he's gone. Make sure some of these units that are either isolated or routing, stay routing. Off them up, following a horse. Charge on. It looks like imminently the war will be over. He's fired the artillery. You go after the bowmen. Warriors have been broken. The bowmen are next. You'll be happier in our empire, I promise. Ooh. Arquebusier got trigger happy. Excellent. Leave that shit. Oh, there's a couple of units. Guns. Round shot. Recall the cavalry. Okay, that explains it. If you had all those guys marching up, you might have had a better shot, but no, you prefer the penny packet approach, and it's going to cost you. Armed tradesmen, bowmen. Yep, the artillery is just knocking holes in every one of these units. Shots come screaming in. Fine series of can't do much except just march heroically into the maelstrom. Sorry. Close and that, you bowman. Him at the back, kind of rely on the angle of your shot getting. Very much marching to your doom here. Hits. 39 men, they were on 100. Artillery sees fire. You go off to the bowman. Two-man ceasefire. Go on the 16th Light Dragoons. Mass slaughter. Well, this is. No need to do. No need to drag that out a bit more longer than it needs to be. Check out this guy with his hatchet, like a little hatchet. I'll tell you this. Oh well. Yeah, we're gonna get some good gains from ending this war. Then, like I said, we can focus on the Spanish conflict. That is the immediate priority, and then we can actually sail out and try and build some trade fleets again. Right now, go
Careful, battle.
rid of the government building that's currently set. Replenish the army. Rid of the communal farming because they're not very good and they're capped out as far as we can. Got some cobbled roads. Expand out. Let's upgrade the potter. Potter! Right. Okay, so everything's going okay. School of... One turn away from it. London, which is great. Don't want to build it here. I want to see what happens in our first engagement.
Your humble servant.
Build crew. There goes. American territory. Okay, let's create another port. High yield sugar plantation. Coffee. I mean, I know it's meager yield, but it's coffee. I don't produce much coffee. Or will be better than none. Now we're at war with Spain. Maratha system. We own this. Now I started trying to invest in more trade. Okay, tech. We are about to carbines, which is great. Okay, let's hit end turn.
Going to ground.
French are continuing to move around their coastline in unrealistic. Oh, oh, okay. That's expected to happen. Right. 3 units of guns. They got some fixed cannons that can't come in because they are reinforcing. Line infantry, cavalry, heavy cavalry, pikemen. Lots of cavalry. That's quite. A couple of units of pikemen. A lot of pikemen. It's reinforcing armies, more actual infantry. Okay. Let's see how we get on in the field. But we are going to be highly defensive. We're not going to want let Spanish trick us into thinking are going to march towards them. Terribly bad idea. Right. Get set up. Hopefully we've got a really handy bit of terrain. Some of the terrain pieces we've had before have been ridiculously generous. All mankind is divided into 3 classes. Movable, those that are movable, and those. I want to face that way. There's the edge of the map. I want to anchor on that.
General and staff.
Okay. Way. What kind of gun? Squeeze some cavalry in there. Deploy one battery. Let's deploy another battery. It looks like they're all gonna come like careening down this way. Well, that's what would make sense. I don't think the AI is gonna go all the way. Got this rocky face. I don't think they're gonna come around all the way around the. Oh god. Yeah, no, they're definitely not going all the way around there. We're gonna dump out onto this plain. So let's focus our firepower. Let's extend our left flank out. Some units in reserve. We've got probably dragoons on the right because they're more likely to fight their way out. I imagine Royal Mounted Grenadiers, surprisingly, are a lot better in the fight. Melee fight. 15, 14, 15. 9, 9, and 11. Oh my god! Okay, and then the last gun battle. Coverage from back. Not great, not terrible. General out of the way of the direct line. Ready to go. Reinforcement. Because we're all going to focus on their artillery at first, I guess. Oh, crap. Yes. Into the field. Your fire off. You're going to shoot at their general. Not a bad first shot. Missed, but they're engaging us. I think we might be better served engaging battlefield target rather than their artillery. Even though a good shot from here would wipe out that entire unit, I think we have to take advantage of the fact that these cavalry units are a bit slow. We can do a lot of damage to their cavalry units. 14 cavalry gone immediately, more than 10%. If you keep moving, you're just going to be in trouble. You are in trouble. My infantry are primed and ready to receive you. We're not ready in time, so let's retarget. There. Infantry, we'll make ready. Carabinier, give them a volley. Lost a third of the number already, and they've stopped charging. Opportunity to do some damage there. Guns are on the move. Get one gun team to engage. Target. Get a lucky shot. It bounced. Look. Good chunk of their troops. Cavalry has not yet completely given up the coast. Run forward and try and get you with our dragoons. We're completely isolated until reinforcements come in. Guns are back. They're still in good shape. Don't think you're close enough to save the general. Got him. Get out of dodge. This is our first proper engagement with the 12 pounders. Still. Yeah. Good canister shot. We've absolutely shredded these cavalry. Might commit these infantry units down here. Appears they want to engage us at range with their cavalry, which gun team in the back. Range. More cavalry reinforcement. Round shot. Engage that unit with light. Snapshot. They just immediately took two people's. Killed some of your own guy. Nearly did. We are having a lot better luck attacking their unit. Focus on the pikemen. Flank is robust. One, you'd think you've got a chance at charging us. If I drop you there in square, actually, you might bump into me. Then they are now in range. Those are horse guards. I want to go. Bring my grenadiers across. I'm going to fold a unit of line infantry into that position. For the most part, we are doing more damage. Artillery. are getting hit. Oh. 12 pounders are doing a good job. Wide in shot musket range here. Ooh. Artillery at the back. Good one gun team. But it looks like we are unlimbering, so it's not going to be forever. Your guns are poorly sighted. Be a risky maneuver. Limber up, pull this flank back. The guns are more here facing the block of it. Acting fire now. You can't do this forever, Spain. This is you're on the attack. You can't just. Not got the cavalry strength to bound to hold off that force on the left. Will us send a strong force to push up here and attack. Try and engage that provincial cav in the back. Looks like it's definitely upset them. Up our line. Convinced that cavalry to charge. Another gun. Press the hill. Let him have it with canister. Point blank range. Are there any other cavalry's on the move again? I need to make sure my general are this end. Or to try and keep the moral component of our army strength. About fate. Put a volley into that cuirassier because they're not doing very well. All that. Follow it up with a charge. Here's again, I need to keep my general relatively close. Down to the back of these pistoliers. Pikemen are getting gunned down. Ooh. Gun crews abandoned their guns. Cast shot, engage. Regiment there. Holding them off. I think they're sending their pikemen to try and support the cavalry. Keep hacking your way through. So yeah, I came back. And get my general. You men to charge that unit there, like infantry unit around the flank. All on the rear of that pike unit. General, get over to support that flank. Cavalry, get over here. We've got the pikemen surrounded, they really hate that. It's only a matter of time before they break. There we go. Then they can be slaughtered. And then form up on the line. Cavalry is upset. Gunners engage. You men charge the rear of that pike unit. Mounted Grenadiers, there's a general over there. I'd like you to have a word with them. Musketeers of the line are going to clatter into the back of this pike unit. No, they don't like that. Annihilate them. Form up. Go after that cavalry, Send some my dragoons over to try and engage. Get involved. Cavalry broken. Guns up on the hill. What you should. Push forward, secure the machine notes. Got some Swiss guard. Just back of them. There we go. They have broken. By that, get into position. General. Yeah. Artillery ceasefire. Oh, 4 gunners have clattered into enemy cavalry. Luckily, you're already facing the correct way, so that's fine. Well, they are being shot to ribbon. Want to sweep the flank of our line around. Round shots at unit of pikemen. You men shot troops at the back. Grenadiers are shaken. Feel confident. Charge down the hill. Some errant artillery fires come in. Isn't complete. Give this infantry in order to march up towards the hill. 69 grenadiers versus 38 cav should be able to. Forcing army. I think this might be the end of the reinforcement. Excellent. Don't worry, you walk. You're just walking. Men form square. This infantry unit fall back to the square. You're not shooting. Kill every unit of demi cannons. This last unit. Try chase. You're chasing down the remaining gunners here. There they are. All their artillery destroyed, which is very good work. Bring the cavalry back. Safety, they've done well. Now it's all up to... Ooh, oh, this artillery is bugged. Bring up the musketeers of the line. Regiment of foot, compañías castellanas de la huida de Huita. No, I don't know how to speak. I can barely speak English. Looks very pretty. I don't think it needs to do sort of damage that I needed to do. This grey line advance towards the pikes. Once the 62nd and the 61st get into position, now you're in trouble. Okay, now it's just march up on the pikemen. Nice, that went quite well. We slowly totter towards a block of... You probably can't without bashing into the ground in front. I think we got a hit. Lock the militia. They're only delaying us. The bayonets gleaming on the 51st Regiment. Have to reload. Pikemen's still not at risk. Sadly, not in range, and some of my gun units are a bit awkward. Forward aggressively. Take the casualties. We've got lots of things to shoot at. Good hit with the cannonball there. Gonna keep shrinking the size of their pike block. As well, a couple of opportunistic shots from the stick. Oh. She's still trying to hold. Now it's just watching this pike unit break. Finally, after being shot to ribbons. There we go. That's the first wave of Gibraltar troops knocked back. So we can reinforce these troops. You could probably, I mean, could maybe do with another unit of artillery, but the weakness in cavalry is noticeable. But I think so much infantry doesn't really matter so much, because our infantry is good enough now they can repel cavalry attack without needing oodles of support. Very nice. They're bringing up more troops. All we have to do is hold them in Gibraltar long enough for us to take Lisbon. Then we can try and force another peace on them. Well, no, actually, no, we're not going to do that. We're not going to force a peace because they've done this before. Then again, I suppose I wouldn't be. I'm not going to be happy till we take. Even then, I don't really want an enormous front line with France yet. I can take Lisbon and get another peace. So we've researched carbines and immediately got on with light infantry doctrine because that is immediately available because we have the skill of combat.
Forwards!
So
March!
Melvin Walton's got some siege artillery and some battlefield. Yeomanry cavalry. Horse guards. Get a unit of those. Horse. Royal British Grenadier Guards. 1st Regiment of Foot Guards. Grenadiers, the 2nd Regiment of Foot Guards. As we already had. British Fusiliers. Early British line, which we've still got, but we've also now got the 45th, 1st Nottinghamshire Sherwood Foresters, the 8th Regiment, a new standard regiment of foot. So the reason why we can still recruit early is because we've got barracks in Scotland still up and running. Irish Militia, Dragoons, a unit of Dragoons. We get another 12-pounder. 28th Regiment, 5th Regiment, Regiment of Arms and Territory have been built. That's build the farms in Michigan Territory rather than other buildings, because we do have 2 or 3 towns we can develop. What should be the 2? I thought we had 3. Oh well. Either way, 2 towns. Good enough development ground for me. No reinforcing. Ayuga, you could probably do with a couple of militia coming in. Boston, let's get a school of combat training at Boston. Let's also make sure that we're upgrading other of our basic thousand. Boston, let's Boston. Philadelphia will get double government building. Oh, and we got to make sure we 4,000. That's a lot of men. A lot of money, rather. Go back up to Dublin. Pick up another 3 early British Line infantry.
Awaiting further orders.
We'll get them back. But let's raid Cadiz again to blockade Spanish. Let's blockade Bilbao. Okay. Interesting to take Ari just to get a bit of an extra coverage instead. Island, lots of spies doing great work. Calvin Webster was batches. Too bad we've only got 1 general, seemingly, in my entire empire. Jose Chavez tried to help save the day, but that didn't work. No tech on the horizon yet. Need to start upgrading some of my artillery. Decisive firepower, increase the decrease the reloading time, it increases costs across the board. We've just recruited the School of Combat Training. We've got plenty of time to start exploiting some of the other military technologies.
Watching undercover.
So they are going to be gathering their strength again. But like I say, if we can take Lisbon and force another peace on them, then we will. Louisiana, where you going? Well, if you want to pause and watch this, you'll read this rather. Oh, let's go to wheat. England farms the native frontier. Upgrade the iron workshop. Keep back up. Sure, we expand our enforcement efforts. I am going to build the school. Although it's kind of pointless, actually. Might not get us anything useful.
You're humble, sir.
The new army continues. Unit of Fusiliers and a unit of... Take a long time for this army to stand up. That is okay. Meanwhile, in Portsmouth, let's get another Admiral's flagship breaks. Want another blockade fleet ready. Blockade Cadiz. 4,500. Great, yes. Our wealth is going down dramatically because we are expanding our military quite a lot. Tax 25,000, trade 48,000. All of our ministers are all good. They're about to have an election, so let's see if that ruins our fun.
Maneuvers complete.
No peace. None at all. They've got lots of allies, so if I declared war on them again in future, we could be in quite serious trouble. Part of the reason the Spanish army was so strong, they have any enemies. Black Sam Bellamy. Of lots of very good minutes here, that's fine. Wager they were expected. Grade the Oop. Sugar plantation, which is Europe, however. Don't think we start upgrading the maritime trade center. Lots of really good and quite cost-effective. Yeah, in the new. Warehouse is probably what I'll eventually. 3,000 for a new weaver's cottage and iron mine. Grab new farms with
Sir, your orders? Onwards!
plenty of stuff on the way, so I don't. Again, my cat, the drunkard.
Forward!
Fuck. Probably afford two matchlock musketeer units out,
Ready for
but
order.
2 units of like
Troops, forward!
2 of our weak units of
Troops, take ready. Forward!
yeomanry.
Men, forward! Your Majesty.
Okay, let's keep this Spanish provincial militia in their other port. Do it. Okay, more intern. Wary of the Ottoman. mission. A handful of buildings constructed. Governor's apartment, very last building that one. Wide tax bill. Already got wealthy regions. Tax up. Cotton wet. 4,500. 5,000 for a plantation. Even more goods. 15,000. Well,
Yes, sir. By the left. March.
oh, press. Our military would be getting up there. Thought so. Maine still is slightly superior, apparently. Nevertheless, we now have a period of relative peace. We are able to profit from it. I would very much like to see my tax income growing a lot faster. Trade. I mean, I say I'd like to see my tax income growing, and all the while I'm still like, oh, it's a plantation. Upgrade one of those. Okay, Boston's. Get some.
Onwards! Your Majesty. Sir.
Heliotrope. Front against Louisiana when that erupts.
Take ready.
Another unit of infantry. Through to the ability. Don't think. Technology. Get a Highland infantry. Five units. Awesome. 1,000 is tempting though to create up investment of our own home port infrastructure. London's growing at 38 turn. England is Cuba's not going to catch up, not 14. Or is Dublin? I guess my only shot probably Boston, but Boston's in a turn. London's just outpacing the rest of my empire. Moment. East farms to fenced. Likely to be the last end turn that we're going to get through, because I am now 16 minutes over my part limit, my turn limit, my episode. Blackbeard has finally been killed. That scene from Assassin's Creed 4. Imagine that right now. Arms and yeah, we're not. Our growth isn't steamrolling. Well, lots of the easy government up.
Yes, my lord. Men! Forward! Forward! Yes, sir.
2 more units to the 2 more turns to the Grenadiers are done. Army will march on. Edward Vernon out the channel. Recruit a couple of guns for Edward Vernon. A couple of 38-gun frigates. Excellent. But I'm gonna end the episode here because I think if I carry on, I could just do this for another 40 minutes or so. I think what's gonna happen is we're gonna position for war against Louisiana, in which case I need Heliotrope Horde to be down here to press the front line, along with this force, Henri. This chap up here, under, well, up in Michigan Territory, they are going to be threatening Upper Louisiana. Have new front lines emerging, but thanks for watching, guys. Hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.